Welcome to the No Dolls Club.
G'day, Robbo. It's me, Cam.
It's me, Luke. How are you, mate?
It's not the combo you're expecting to hear on the No Dogs Club.
Isn't it?
No.
Hey,
You're like, what's this dog Cam doing here?
did you hear that tapping?
I can.
Cool. Just making sure my microphone was the right one.
Wonderful. I was like, at the start of this, I was like, Robbo is really just jumping into it to reduce the amount of editing that he has to do. And then you've undone all of that.
How do you mean? Like just starting recording or whatever?
Yeah. I was like, we're just jumping straight into it. Now we have to edit quite a bit of this out.
So the last, I'll leave this in. The last episode we did, which was ages
Please
ago.
cut out the tapping.
Oh, I'll cut the tapping out. The last episode we did, I spent a while in Adobe Audition settings, and like I've got premiums, the best the podcast has ever sounded.
Mm-hmm.
Premium settings, and I put them all into a preset. Just boom, boom, for perfect for our voices. And then we didn't record a podcast for like 6 months.
Well, we're back and sounding crystal clear.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a preview for next episode that we do, or the starters. We've got some other gear to talk about. But the next episode, we're going to be talking about Lorena Fleur.
The dirty street pie lady.
Yeah, we've been wanting to talk about her for a while. Australians will immediately get that dirty street pie reference. Cam, you said you didn't know what it was until tonight or today. Yeah,
and I've spent my entire day researching the dirty street pie, only to be told dirty street pie next week.
It's because we have been dogged, and that's why it's a no. Boing. So we're going to talk about. I've got some animals to talk about.
Yeah, no, but as long as the anticipation for the dirty street pie episode of the Hypothetical Institute in this year of our Lord 2026 is at a fever pitch, let's move on to this week's topic.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit of a two news things, and then we'll talk about a big cat, and then a massive shoey, which is what you're here for, really.
Yep.
So you know this guy Benjamin Netanyahu?
Yep, Bibi, my man.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, I know him. I know of him.
War criminal wanted throughout the world for being a genocidal war criminal.
War criminal / regular criminal.
Is he?
Clinging onto power to avoid prosecution.
Yeah, right. Oh, what's he getting done for? Fraud or something?
Oh, yeah, massive fraud.
Oh, man. What a bad guy.
Yeah, but also genocide.
Yeah, the genocide stuff is bad too. Yeah. So the Iran war's popping off. I'm sure people are mostly across with that. And then Iran pops some missiles over and allegedly hit Netanyahu, and he's not seen for like 13 days or something.
Yeah, and they like claimed it, right?
Did they?
Let's see if that was true or if I've been taken in.
I mean,
AI
these days, yeah. No, I think you've been taken in, mate. The media push false conspiracy. That's from the Jerusalem Post, though. An IRGC linked outlet pointed to a gap in recent footage and offered no proof that the Israeli Prime Minister was killed. So I think they just pointed out that he wasn't really saying much. Anyway, by way of proof of evidence, there was a video released of him talking in front of a, like a podium talk. Apparently, he had 6 fingers when he was talking.
Oh, that's too many.
Yeah, it's a bit of a giveaway of AI, and I don't know, 8 generations of AI ago now. AI's kind of got fingers worked out already. And also, you count, and it looks weird, but then you count the fingers, and then it's just the normal amount of fingers.
There's 5.
Yeah. And then there's two segments, and another bit where he's holding his hands up, and his palm kind of looks funny, and it looks like a little curled in little finger. But you can just kind of see it's his palm looking funny. But those people have taken 2 screen grabs of that. They failed to mention that throughout the conference he was answering questions from journalists and attendants, and it went for a while. So it was clearly not an AI thing.
But is the one where he's holding his hand up, was that designed to mock the 6 finger?
Though then he did one at a coffee shop. I think earlier today or yesterday, and he went to a little coffee shop. He got what I would call a flat white.
What did he call it?
I don't speak Hebrew.
Yeah.
But it was how you would what a flat white looks like.
Okay.
Unrelated to this completely, I was looking at a tea rooms in Britain today, looking at their menu to see what was on their menu, and they have flat whites on the menu, just in this like small town tea room. So
that's nice. Oh, geez, can you imagine though? If you're behind the counter at the cafe and Netanyahu comes in and asks for a magic, wouldn't that turn you off massively?
The magic is the worst coffee order.
You'd be like, that tracks, but I don't like it anyway.
Oh God, the most insufferable person asking for a magic. I could never. I've always wanted to try one. I just don't want to be someone that asks for a magic.
No, well, you definitely can't. Sorry,
what do you mean? I'm the exact kind of guy that could. I think that's my problem.
Isn't it a New Zealand thing?
No, it's a Melbourne thing.
Imported by New Zealand baristas.
Really? Oh, okay. Is it just closer to a New Zealand flat white?
That's my understanding. And I think if a Kiwi would ask for a magic.
The birth of the Melbourne magic coffee at Brother Baba Boudin. So New Zealand, it's a Melbourne thing.
Maybe you just claimed magic's Pavlova style at some point to me. And now you've forgotten. And now it's looking like I'm New Zealand racist.
Flat whites is ours. You guys claim that.
Okay.
I remember ages ago, I remember thinking we need to like just settle the discussion now while it's still closer to the time that it happened. Because otherwise we're just going
to... For all of the things?
Well, because otherwise we're just going to end up with 100 years of the same dumb conversation. Oh, we invented Pavlova. Like, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter a little bit. But like we were so close to the invention of a flat white, we could have solved it then.
Yeah.
But we didn't. And now we're going to wait 100 years and people are still going to be arguing it.
Oh, yeah, we don't want 100 years of flat. Well, when was the flat white invented?
It was invented in a Auckland or Wellington cafe in the 80s.
Oh, was it in the 80s? The idea of putting milk into coffee was invented in Auckland, was it?
No, you steam it slightly differently, Cam, into a latte. Are you looking it up?
No.
I think what happened was a place in Auckland started making them as a flat white as we know it now, and a place in Sydney started making them started calling something a flat white as kind of a joke around long black. You can get a flat white, but it wasn't the same as what the flat white as we know now.
Also not the best joke, because the opposite of long is not flat.
Yeah. What's the opposite of flat?
Bulbous.
Can I get a bulbous black? Someone claims that England started it. Oh, wow. Okay. This is news to me. This must be recent updates. In the 1963 British film Danger by My Side, a character orders a flat white in an espresso bar. But then it didn't pop up again until the 80s.
Who knows? But yeah, no, I agree with you. We should have sorted this out in the early 2000s.
Yes.
I think the ship has sailed on that now.
The one thing that Australia loves, and we probably do a little bit in New Zealand, but you guys are mad for it, is arguing over whether or not food should be called something or something else.
Yeah.
And this is, I guess, a subgenre of that. And you guys bloody love that.
We do love it. I saw the other day, it sickened me to my core. I don't know if you've ever seen this snarky gherkin character on Facebook.
I don't think so.
It's like a sort of, it's PR guy coded. If you remember PR guy from the pandemic, it's this Facebook page that will do sort of snarky takedowns of the RV Yemenis and the various cookers and things.
Yep.
Often with a bit of a pro-Labor thing. And so every now and then you're like, oh, this is a pro-Labor thing because it's carrying water for some weird thing like the social media ban. But it's all written by ChatGPT in this really frustrating way that just gets under my skin. Or perhaps even like grok, because it's got a bit of a snarky tone, hence the snarky gherkin name. But they did potato potato cake thing the other day, like in 2026.
Yeah. I bet that got numbers.
It did, but it's like, are you really? It makes sense because their whole thing is just farming engagement. But in 2026, surely we're beyond farming engagement of potato cakes. I don't blame the Facebook page because they can't help it. That's who they are. But the audience, as a people, surely as Australians, we've moved beyond it, but we haven't.
No. I bet that's probably one of his highest rating posts. I just checked. Snarky Gherkin is now Mr. Cucumber.
Yeah, he got kicked off Facebook for impersonation.
God, it looks the dumb AI character. It looks stupid as hell.
Yeah.
The top post is about Monica Smith.
Yeah.
Monica Smith was in Westport about a month ago.
Oh, yeah? Did she come to the brewery?
No, she didn't. But there was a couple of people in the audience that I saw in photos that definitely come to the brewery. Regulars of mine, which is good. I didn't ask them about it, though. This page is hideous. I am sick of looking at AI stuff.
I'm sick of hearing about something isn't something, it's something else. You know that little AI tell?
No.
Where it's like, this isn't this is that. It's like, just tell me what it is. Don't tell me what it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Bibi Netanyahu.
Yep.
Not dead.
Not
Give
dead.
me a flat white.
Correct number of fingers.
Correct number of fingers. Anyway, then there was an update in r/conspiracy. Proof that this video was fake because it was from 2024.
Oh.
Not current. So they reposted a video. And the evidence for that is some blurry text in the video. Just an aside, it's really hard to tell AI videos in Israel because all the words are in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Which kind of looks like AI. AI text in some cases. Anyway, the smoking gun for this guy was the date, the blurry date that he saw. He said it was from 2024. You could see the date on the cafe screen. But it wasn't. It just said 2026, and he just was misreading the blurriness. And then someone else points out, a couple people point out in the comments, like BB's referencing the AI videos that people are claiming and holding up his hands and counting his fingers. So this person in conspiracy is claiming that he did that in 2024, just in case. And then when people pointed that out, the original poster and some other people were like, well, you can tell AI to do that. You can just punch that into AI and tell it to do that. It's like, well, now you're arguing that it's AI again.
Yeah.
So it's not from Twitter, like just the most confusing argument. But no, I don't think he's dead.
No. Also, as you mentioned, they solved the finger issue.
Yeah, they absolutely solved it. Yep. Hey, you want to talk about a big cat?
I'd love to talk about a big cat, as long as...
Take a photo real bad. Force that perspective with the fence post or something. Baby, what do we got? Yes. Got a big cat on film.
It's coming back. We've got a big cat on film.
I was going to say, I'd love to talk about big cats as long as you play the big cat theme song.
Perfect. We're ready
which
to
is
go.
going to be in crystal clear audio.
Yep. This is from Devon Live, one of probably Devon's premier news source, I imagine. I also read it in The Sun, a slightly different version in The Sun.
We don't read The Sun in this household.
Oh, why not? What is it, a Murdoch?
Aren't we supposed to boycott The Sun because of Middlesbrough?
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, I wasn't reading it out of it. I don't have a subscription. Is The Sun the one that has page 3 girls?
I think so. But
They don't do that anymore, do they?
Surely not. But I think
Anyway,
I think they might.
Let's leave that one by the side and talk about this big cat. So this is from Devon Live. Couple in shock over Black Panther sighting during hotel stay The couple captured the animal on video at a hotel near Dartmouth, Devon. The lady goes into so much detail. She was celebrating her husband's birthday with a glass of Prosecco when they spotted the mystery big black animal. The creature was seen in a field nearby and then meandered through the vegetation. She said, it was filmed from the conservatory restaurant of the hotel. I had booked it as my husband's birthday gift. After relaxing in the spa, we decided to pop up to the bar and treat ourselves to a glass of Prosecco. A couple of sips in and I saw movement on the golf course. We couldn't go out and investigate further as we were both in our dressing gowns. Quite a lot of information there. What they were drinking, where they were. It's almost like she's fabricating an alibi.
Yes.
We can't have murdered them because we were in the conservatory drinking Prosecco.
Yeah, in our dressing gowns.
Yeah.
Which you'll note there is no blood on these dressing gowns. Yeah, certainly a dressing gown can be quickly put over another outfit.
Yes.
Never mind that.
Very convenient. And our hair was wet because we were in the spa.
Exactly.
No other reasons.
There's no murder weapon, and yet there's a puddle on the floor.
The video is in that. I just dropped it into the chat, Cam. The big cat. Oh yeah, there's a guy from a podcast called Big Cat Conversations, Rick Minter from Big Cat Conversations. And looking at the footage, we need to consider the form, the movement, the behaviour, and the scale. The long body, the apparent bulk, the thick tail, and the thick legs.
Is that thick with a K or two C's?
Two C's, I reckon. Do suggest a large cat, which people might describe as a panther. In Britain, the main specific candidate for a panther is a leopard in its black form. Two black leopards mating produce entirely black offspring, so they breed on black. The cautious movement and the gait does fit the bill for a large cat. I watched the video. I don't know if you've gotten to the video yet, Cam, but this fella says there's no perspective, which is entirely untrue. There is perspective. There's a couple of trees around him, and he also claims that it moves. What does he say? It moves like a big panther with a long gait, which suggests a large cat. It's entirely untrue. It just looks like a black house cat.
Yeah.
It does not move it looks like a fluffy black cat.
I have to say, Devon Live is loading very slowly for me. I would say more like Devon Dead.
Oh.
But from the screenshot from the video, I would say, yeah, that looks like not that big a cat. But I do appreciate where he's like the expert saying, how do we determine whether it's a big cat? Well, first we need to take into account its size, its height, its length, its girth.
In order to understand if something's big, first you need to determine if it's big. I also love going to the host of Big Cat Conversations podcast and being like, what do you think? Is this relevant to your podcast? And we're meeting like, yep, definitely.
I suppose part of the problem is there are no small cat podcasts.
Oh, there's definitely small cat podcasts. What are you talking about?
If you went to one, they would claim that cat.
As a little kitten.
Or would they say, to be fair, this cat is a little bit too big for a small cat podcast?
Yeah. But even then, we'd probably consider it because all cats are kittens.
This is true.
I've just clicked on a Reddit thread about cat podcasts. There's the Purrcast. Over 400 episodes, but it's ended. Shelter Cats podcast. Underfoot is a new podcast about the cat crisis in NYC, produced by Flatbush Cats Rescue. Oh, I think I look at them on Instagram sometime, and they do some good content. There's lots of cat podcasts.
I'll back cat podcasts. I was just before we did this, I was reading an article about the boom in tech podcasts.
Ugh.
Where I was informed about the podcast Swole as a Service, in which tech bros work out as they podcast.
Fuck.
And I thought to myself, should we do this recording? Or is there enough white guys screaming into the void on the internet?
There needs to be more dumb podcasts. Like what's happened to podcasting is now everyone's trying to be too smart and too LinkedIn brained, or they're a celebrity wanting to talk about their fucking bullshit celebrity emotions, and like it's so well produced and they're on a fucking set. We need to go back to just dumbasses like us talking about, I don't know, whatever. Like it's so annoying. They've ruined the medium, Cam.
Speaking of the podcast medium being ruined, I also got an ad just before I read about Swole as a Service, which was for like a piano app for learning to play the piano, and it featured like one of those fake podcasts, like the sort that people make for their OnlyFans. I think is the primary thing for these. It's like OnlyFans and Manfluencers do the fake podcast.
I really love the fake podcast.
But they've done a fake podcast for selling this piano app, and it's a little girl interviewing Santa Claus about why he hasn't gotten her any presents, which, okay, run that ad in December.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense in March. But he didn't get her any presents because he was too busy learning how to play the song from Moana with the piano app. But then she's taken aback by how many songs you can learn with the piano app. But it's like, why have you chosen this format? And why is she interviewing Santa Claus? And I have a lot of questions.
I'm assuming this is all done in artificial intelligence?
No, they had actors, I believe.
That's so good. Someone sent me an AI skit the other day, and it was like of the Dr. Phil show and someone, long story. Anyway, and as I was watching it, it looked so bad, and I was thinking, part of the fun of skits is someone dressing up and looking ridiculous. This would have been so much more fun if someone had a bald cap on and was pretending to be Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
And like that genre is probably going to die, and we're just going to have a whole bunch of crap on AI.
Well, I don't
Maybe
want...
not.
We need to keep these random actors in China employed doing YouTube short ads.
Yeah.
We don't want them wandering the streets of Beijing, getting up to who knows what. Falling into opium dens, no doubt.
I'm quickly reading about the Swole podcast, and it's just talking about other podcasts, and it's saying, oh, you know, tech people are on podcasts all the time, and just the other day, this OpenAI guy was on this podcast, and Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella gave TBPN, founded by Soylent Green's John Coogan, his first interview after OpenAI's For Profit Shift. Soylent, remember Soylent?
Yeah, but his company's not called Soylent Green, is it?
No, it's just called Soylent, but it was inspired by Soylent Green.
Okay, yeah.
And it was, did I say Soylent Green?
You did.
Okay, it just rolls
I was
off
like,
the tongue.
it does. Yeah, no, to be fair, well, there was regular Soylent in Soylent Green, right? Soylent Green was just the troubling one. They had a variety of Soylents, surely.
Soylent isn't a word, though.
No.
Soylent is a word from the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Here we go. Yeah, it comes from the book that the movie Soylent Green is made from. It's a portmanteau of soy and lentil. Soylent.
But in the 1966 dystopian novel Make Room, Make Room, was there Soylent that you would be like not horrified to find out what was in it? Like, you're like, oh, it is. There's Soylent Blue, which is lentils and soy.
I've never read the book, so I don't know, but I'm assuming Soylent Green. Oh, I don't know. There might have been other types of Soylent. I do kind of want to read it now, so I'm not going to read the summary on Wiki.
But I guess Soylent Green would have to be the tastiest one, right?
Well, it's got people in it, Cam, of course. One taste and you wouldn't be able to stop.
Is the issue that they were marketing it as vegan?
Yeah, I think so. It's crazy because if I was to watch that movie, because I haven't seen it, I imagine at least 4 scenes, I'd go, oh, this is from The Simpsons. Maybe even more. It's anyway, Soylent is the meal replacement. I thought that went bust.
Oh, spoiler alert for Soylent Green, by the way. Yeah.
It looks like it's still going in some form. And for people that don't know, I imagine most people do, Soylent was like tech bro diet shakes, where this guy just got the exact ingredients based on his readings. This is from Wikipedia. Based on his readings of biochemistry textbooks and US government websites, and created the perfect meal substitute. So you wouldn't have to eat disgusting food anymore. You could drink a delicious Soylent while you're playing your video games. I think it had a lot of recalls. It did.
Well,
a lot of issues. I think people were shitting themselves pretty regularly on this one.
One issue they had was that the product contains levels of lead and cadmium far below the national safety level set by the Food and Drug Administration, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it did contain 12 to 25 times the level of lead and 4 times the level of cadmium that are permitted, without whacking a label on saying there's a little bit more lead than you might think in this.
And then because people were drinking them 3 times a day.
You can eat a little bit of lead.
It also halted sales of this is the one I remember, a Soylent bar due to gastrointestinal illness, including nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. And they halted all sales, and then basically lots of people got the shits.
Oh, well.
I mean, God, like I understand people, meal replacement shakes do a lot of things for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. But in this case, this was just dumbass dudes wanting to somehow like hack the system and take all joy out of their lives so they could somehow get more productivity to, I don't know, impress Elon Musk or something. I don't know what their goals are. Yeah.
Well, now they have all the time in the world because they're vibe coding. Robbo?
Yeah.
We've had the big cats. Did you have some sort of segue into your next topic?
Well, yeah, when I was looking at the sun, this is not even related to the show. I mean, what is the show at this point?
Oh, by the way, just before you move on, I did discover that almost every newspaper retired the topless page 3 girl, not as long ago as you might think. And only one newspaper in Britain still has topless models, which is Sunday Sport.
Is that related to the sun, or it's its own thing?
I think it's not entirely related, but the Sun did move to clothed glamour models in 2013.
Yeah, right. I think that is more disgusting. There's takes that have got to get cancelled. Like at that, like, why even have it? Like, I don't know. Isn't the thrill you're a creepy old man or a creepy young woman? I don't know, and you're getting a little look at some nude breasts. In even in 2013, the amount of bikini breasts on the internet staggering. That you don't need to buy the Sun for that. So, like, I don't know. It takes away that little illicit thrill of seeing a pair of nude breasts in the paper.
Robbo, I bloody love you. I don't know if you would follow the logical thread of what you just said through all the way, if it would entirely stack up. The idea that there are many clothed breasts available on the internet.
I get
having them in the newspaper is a little redundant.
No, I get that, but like...
And that's why we need nude breasts in the newspaper.
I think having it as part of the paper...
I got some news for you about the internet, my friend.
Having it as part of the paper makes it an extra little thrill. It's, it shouldn't be there, and that's what makes it a little bit more exciting when it's a nude breast. Whereas a bikini breast... I don't know. It's on the internet, and I guess I was probably a little bit not quite formed when I was saying that you can get them online. I think it's the little thrill you get, and once they're bikinied, I just what's the point at that point? I
think there's a lot of things where if you were to look at the Sun, you might say, "What's the point of this?"
Yeah. Anyway, I was looking at the Sun, And the next thing came up, the next video came up after the big cat, and it was titled, "Is it the strangest theme park in the US? Oh, is this the strangest theme park in the UK?" And I was like, well, I've got to look at that because the UK is a weird place.
Yes.
This is, and then it wasn't that strange at all. It's called Diggerland, and the tagline is "Buckets of fun for everyone." And it's like a digger themed. I mean, I'm guessing you've worked that out already. It's a digger themed theme park. It looks like heaps of fun. There's like digger little rides and actual diggers doing stuff, and then you can get on diggers. And there's modified diggers that are like hooning around the park as they're carrying people in the buckets and stuff. There are racing events. They've got a dance team, the Dancing Diggers, which features large diggers doing stunts. There are 4 in the US and 4 in the UK and 1 in the US. It sounds like a great time. So for the Sun to call it the strangest theme park, and I was like, well, Britain's got to have some stranger theme parks. So let's talk about British theme parks.
Sure.
I was reading about this one in Oakwood, called Oakwood. It's closed. I think this is in Wales. It had, people were disappointed about this one because it had the Megaphobia with an F for some reason. Megaphobia roller coaster, which is a large wooden roller coaster. Regular in the top wooden roller coasters in the world, which is a thing that is voted on every year by something. And it was also the most modernly built wooden roller coaster in the world, still running.
And is it scary just because it's big? Because I don't know if that's supposed to be the attraction of a roller coaster. Like there should be some other thrills besides the size. Well,
it's wooden and it's in Wales. I guess, that combination is a little bit alarming because if I'm on a roller coaster. Then there's a newer wooden roller coaster also in the UK. This is in Alton Towers, which is another theme park in the UK. This is called the Wicker Man. It's a wooden roller coaster, as I said. It's got huge statues. Are you familiar with the Wicker Man, Cam?
I am.
Have you seen it?
You know what? I don't think I have, but I've seen enough popular culture.
I watched it recently. It was a little bit of a struggle because I was watching it on a legal streaming service and there's a lot of different versions. It's one of those movies that had like 5 cuts, like Blade Runner or something. So I started watching one and then it was dodgy, like it wasn't good quality. So I went to start watching another and it was completely different at the start. And I was like, what's happening here? And then I had to spend about an hour.
You're like the main character has been replaced by Nicolas Cage?
Yeah. I haven't seen the Nicolas Cage one either. I'd like to. But then I had to spend an hour reading about all the Wicker Man, like different cuts and trying to untangle which one would be the best to watch. Anyway, I did watch it. I really enjoyed it. It was great. Anyway, a big part of the Wicker Man is they burn the Wicker Man.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for the Wicker Man. Go on.
Yeah. But so like a wooden roller coaster called the Wicker Man is horrifying.
Yeah.
It is. It's set several milestones among wooden coasters, including the first to be built in the UK in 22 years and the first to incorporate fire. So it actually incorporated fire. It also caught fire at some point.
The wooden roller coaster that incorporated fire caught on fire?
Yeah.
But how? How did that happen?
July 2024, Wicker Man, this is from Wikipedia again, was evacuated and closed when smoke was seen coming from the ride. It was due to a foreign object on the track, and they stated the ride would be closed for maintenance until further notice. It has since reopened, and they said the Wicker Man is made out of fire-resistant treated wood that prevents ignition.
Well, obviously not that much.
There's also another theme park that I saw. Alton Towers, has some other rides. It's got the Toxicator, which is some green.
It's made out of treated pine. When that catches on fire, don't breathe it in.
There's also Nemesis Reborn. There's another ride, which is just a big evil eye and some sort of gothic steampunk looking train thing. And there's also Bluey the Ride. Here Come the Grannies.
Oh,
Yeah. So that might be a bit
modern.
of fun. Yeah.
Is that a wooden roller coaster also? No.
I didn't click through. It does. No, I'd say it's plasticky or something.
Oh.
I think they also have a Gangster Granny room. You could stay in the Gangster Granny rooms while you're there. Well, Gangster Granny is some children's book.
Okay.
So it sounds equal parts horrifying and delightful.
Yeah, Robert, I've got to say, the wooden roller coaster, specifically the Wicker Man wooden roller coaster that literally caught on fire, you were not selling me on visiting this theme park. But then the Gangster Granny room brought me back around. Well, you don't have to go on the inevitably fatal Wicker Man wooden roller coaster.
Yeah. There's also another, someone had the Smiler roller coaster, also at Alton Towers. Something about, in the UK, something called the Smiler. It just sounds horrifying. And it is. So a couple who were seriously injured on the Smiler roller coaster crash at Alton Towers says they can never move on from it, but still couldn't be happier. And if I read on the story, I reckon there's one.
Sounds like what the Smiler would do to you, right?
Yeah. I reckon they could be happier because Leah's legs were crushed, forcing the amputation of her left leg above the knee, while both of Joe's kneecaps were shattered and some of his fingers severed in the crash. They said it was equivalent to driving into a car at 90 miles per hour.
Yep, don't do that.
Well, they couldn't be happier though, so they're still together. It was an early date, so.
Oh yeah.
There's another theme park called Black Gang Chine on the Isle of Wight, and that had something called the Mouth of Hell, which I don't think is there anymore. But you just walk into this giant mouth, and it was red inside. So that sounds pretty spooky, and I think that's stranger than a digger ride.
Yeah. Just as an aside, can you imagine if like Blake Garvey, real estate agent, took you on a date to Alton Towers and you were in a horrible roller coaster accident, and then after the roller coaster accident he was like, I'm going to leave you for this, the runner up of the competition, and then he dumped her as well? You'd be like, that was a bad date. That puts the whole pie thing into perspective.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's circle back to that one next week.
Yeah.
Hey, remember I mentioned they had a Toxicator ride?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. This is the same theme park as the Crushed Legs and the Wicker Man. The ride was shut down for roughly 2 hours and 45 minutes on its opening day due to a sewage pipe burst.
That's too toxic.
That's too toxic. These guys. I'm looking forward to trying the Icarus ride.
This isn't the one with the weirdest ride either, is it? This is not the craziest theme park. This is like...
No, this is the craziest theme park. No, I don't know they're all the same one. It's not going to get crazier from here, I don't think. I should have left this one to the end, but it's pretty funny. So the Toxica had a sewage dump. The Smiler ended up crushing people's legs, and the Wicker Man caught on fire. Alton Towers. So anyway,
so I think in the end they were the strangest theme park.
Alton Towers.
Yeah,
stranger than Diggerland.
They massively earned it.
No,
is Diggerland the one they claimed was the strangest?
Yeah, Diggerland's apparently the strangest because it's made out of diggers.
No, that's not strange. That's very normal.
It's whimsical. It sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. Also, I'm going to say that we're talking about the things that dig.
Yes.
Like
not Australian soldiers.
Safety procedures for those digging machines are pretty locked in at this point in the technology. Like there's OH&S procedures in place. People, are getting knocked around every now and then, but for the most part, they're not spewing sewage on you and slamming into a wall at 90 kilometers an hour.
There was another... Sorry, I'm just finding another incident at Alton Towers. Fuck, there's so many there. Someone almost died in the Congo River Rapids. And then... Was this Alton Towers as well? Yeah. The Oblivion. Jesus, this isn't going to be good. I just stopped at the top of the hill. Then the Sky Ride was closed down because of wind.
What did they think was going to be up there?
I did see another one that wasn't there, that a tornado ride got closed down because of wind. And then the Runaway Mine Train, the Sky Ride suffered 2 fires. No injuries in the first one. And then it was destroyed due to a faulting vending machine, but it was rebuilt. And then the Runaway Mine Train, entering the tunnel section of its course, it split into 2 halves, leaving the rear part behind with the front part continuing up the hill. Did not make it, and then it rolled back down and hit the rear. 6 people were taken to hospital, and 23 others were treated. Jesus. And there's been multiple incidents on the Smiler. I was reading this article about the Smiler, and someone was like, that the fact that this is a one-off and there hasn't been another incident. This was like a 10-year retrospective because it happened exactly 10 years ago this week. They were like, the fact that there's been no other incident shows how safe our theme parks are. This theme park safety guy needs to open the wiki page for incidents at European amusement parks because it's horrifying.
Yeah, either read from top to bottom, or if you don't want to be lied to, read from the bottom up to the top, because we'll get to that next week.
Jesus, I'm reading. There's a lot. Oh man, there's lots of incidents at UK theme parks.
I hope I've seen enough sizzle for the Dirty Street Pie episode.
All right, I've got a review. I'm going to move on from tragedies to the final thing. This is a review for Pleasurewood Hills. Pleasurewood Hills. This is from Mandy Dickens. She gave it 2 stars, which I think is generous given how she feels about it. It's quite a long one, so I'll do my best to summarize it, but I think it is all pretty important. She says, this is Mandy Dickens.
In an accent, please.
I'm not doing an accent. Never again. I took my grandkids and my husband dropped us off. Remember I said like this British person earlier was giving us way too many details?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a theme, I think. Never again. I took my grandkids and my husband dropped us off. On our way out, we decided to get candy floss from a fancy machine that made patterns with the floss. The machine broke down on a number of occasions, and the consequences of which was my husband was kept waiting and got a parking ticket. He looked for a member of staff but couldn't find anyone. On receipt of the fine, my husband phoned Pleasurewood Hills, who refused to help. Even though it was their fault, he was kept waiting. We've been constantly harassed by collection agents. My husband was repeatedly told them he has a heart condition and that we have photographic proof with a time date stamp that my grandson took of his candy floss, but to no avail. So we will be going to court because this fine is both unfair and unwarranted. Subsequently, we will never go again, and we went often, about 3 to 4 times a year. Their loss. Who do you think's at fault here, Cam?
Robbo, fuck you. You've put me in a tough spot here because normally I would be on the side of the little man.
The child that got the candy floss?
I'm not going to be on the side of the parking warden, but to be fair, not really how it works. So you put me in an unenviable situation.
And it's not there. It's not the. Do you think it's the theme park's fault though? Because I'm not asking you to side with the parking cop at all.
Well, I mean, no, I have to side with the dispute is between them and the parking people.
Yeah, but she's giving a 2-star review.
Yeah, well, certainly not the fault. It's certainly not the fault of the theme park. No. But it's not the. Yeah, no. You've got to put the coin in the little thing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
got to put your 2 pence in.
If you're waiting and everyone's delayed by this broken fairy floss machine, do they call it fairy floss? Did I say the word fairy floss?
No, you said candy floss.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you guys call it candy floss, don't you? Fairy floss.
We call it fairy floss. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone else calls it candy floss.
Oh, really?
What do Americans call it?
Well, I imagine they would call it candy floss, Robbo, because candy sounds very American.
Yeah. Oh, they call it cotton candy. I knew they called it something different.
Okay.
So candy floss in the UK, Ireland, India, New Zealand, and South Africa, and fairy floss in Australia.
Yeah, Robbo, you listed off like some of the worst countries along with New Zealand. They're like Australia was the bad one. Not that Australia is like much better than any of those other countries.
Yeah,
but
what rankings are you using here for these countries?
I'm going to say
Ireland. Are you besmirching the people of Ireland?
Ireland's okay, but you're like the UK, South Africa, all the good ones. Call it candy floss.
I never see all the good ones.
Shitty old Australia calls it fairy floss, which, by the way, is a lot more whimsical.
It is pretty whimsical. It has got good alliteration. Yeah.
It does obscure that it's just sugar, right?
Absolutely.
But then I feel like the product doesn't really obscure that.
Well, like you get it anywhere near your lips and your teeth start hurting. That doesn't seem healthy. So
it's an upfront food.
The first introduced to a wide audience at the 1904 World Fair as fairy floss, and so it began life as fairy floss, but then it became cotton candy, although it retains the name fairy floss in Australia. So you guys keep the true name.
That's right. That's right, Robbo.
Yeah. Guess what this is what like a trivia question. And I reckon it's something I've heard before. Guess what the occupation of the guy was that invented it?
He has to be some sort of confectioneer, Robbo. Otherwise, it makes no sense.
No, imagine like what would be a fun trivia answer to that question.
You must have been trying to make something that wasn't just for the express purpose of destroying teeth. Well, it's not. He wasn't trying to make some. Was he trying to make some sort of dental floss?
Okay, maybe he was making something for the express purpose of destroying teeth.
What was he making?
He was a dentist.
Well, he fucked up there, didn't he?
Dentist and confectioner.
What was he trying to make?
I think they were trying to make fairy floss.
Okay.
By dentist William Morrison and confectioner John C. Wharton. That was like back in the day.
That's an odd couple.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what maybe he was intentionally
sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah. He invented a few other things. Oh, then someone else claimed to invent it as well.
Yeah. To be fair, like, what is it, 1904?
1897 was when they...
1897? They didn't know that sugar was bad for your teeth.
No.
They're like, you know it's good for your lungs, smoking.
Yeah. Take this, snort this cocaine, eat a whole chunk of sugar, your heart will be fine in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that was 3 months ago. Mandy Dickens, I don't know if she's ever going to go back to Pleasurewood Hills. The final, I've got one more. This is from The Sun again, apologies. Take scare, the stuff of nightmares. Mums cry over Scottish kids' park that terrifies children, but it has a fab soft play and cafe. And it's this place in Aberdeen, I think it is, Aberdeenshire. And it's just got creepy, like, I'm going to drop it into a chat, Cam, because there's a creepy Shrek. And of things I know you like to look at, Cam, I reckon a creepy Shrek is one of them.
Oh, here.
Break your boycott.
All right, here we go. This is the Scottish Sun. That's okay, surely. All right. Yeah, that's...
Look at his eyes.
Pretty creepy little bloke.
Yeah. Weirder than a Diggerland.
I'm going to say creepier is the Postman Pat.
Yeah.
Seems to be holding...
Postman Pat? Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, right.
Or no, that's fine. That's
Fireman Sam.
Pat. That's Fireman Sam.
That explains why he's holding a hammer.
It's sort of.
A little bit.
If it was Postman Pat, it would be more disturbing because it's like, okay, there's no other reason why he's holding a hammer other than that he has gone postal. I don't know if Fireman Sam, if a hammer is necessarily considered the tool that he's most associated with. Wouldn't he have a hose?
Is it a hammer, do you think?
Or is it? I think it is supposed to be I think it's supposed to be a hammer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, lots of questions. One thing I did note about all these theme parks is none of them.
They do have a Postman Sam as well, though. A Postman Pat as well.
Ah.
Who does he looks creepy in a different way. And I will also note, has two hands, one of which is holding up 4 fingers and one of which seems to have 2 fingers. So not beating the AI allegations.
No.
Except for the fact that this whole thing looks like it is the antithesis of AI.
Yes. Yeah, it's a lot more charming than AI.
It's all human, but raises the point that humans can be just as creepy as AI.
Yeah, and more, I guess, joyously creepy. I also don't like the term soft play, which seems to be what they call like indoor parks.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan.
It makes me
be
uncomfortable.
honest.
Makes me uncomfortable. So yeah, one of the things I've noted about all these parks, other than Alton Down's theme of being just literal abject horror, none of them had a theme except for the one that they claim to be the strangest one, Diggerland, which is joyous. The theme is people having a nice time around farm equipment, something that's never been horrifying ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. That was my little deep dive into
British theme parks.
British theme parks. Oh, I had so much work to do today too.
It's all right. It's a tomorrow problem.
Yeah. There you go.
But if you are drinking at the pub and you notice the beer is unusually flat, you know why. We're supposed to put all the bubbles in today.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Putting the bubbles in the beer.
You've been... Oh, here we go. You have been putting the bubbles in, haven't you?
Oh, look, we have had some carbonation issues, so we're a little bit too close to the bone on that one, Cam.
Right, sorry. I'll stop talking down the bubbles.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's a No Dogs Club, I've had it, Robbo.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just hit that theme song again. Do you want people to find you anywhere?
I'd rather they didn't.
Okay, cool.
Just leave me be. You know, I'm on Blue Sky. I posted today.
Yep, that's good.
Today I posted about a minor political figure from about 13 years ago.
It's about as relevant as this fucking podcast.
And what they've been up to. So,
who was that?
Hajnal Barn.
Oh yeah,
who was like a rising star in Australian conservatism in like 2012, and then a few things came out. One of which was that she had written a book under a pen name about her experience getting dodgy Russian leg lengthening surgery. But the other thing that happened with her was that she'd sort of befriended an old bloke who then left her quite a bit of money in his will. And there was some questions about like how the will had sort of come to be written in the way that it was. And I don't think she ever ended up doing any time, but there was definitely a few court appearances. And then I was like, I wonder what she's up to. And I looked her up, and the most recent thing I could find was 2023. There was a case of a guy whose father left his children all of his money when he died, and he sort of left a trust for his son, because he's like, oh, my son has some sort of health issue he needs to be like taken care of, so I'm leaving this money so that my other children will own the house, but he can live there for the rest of his life, and give him an allowance and stuff. And the son was like not happy about how much money he was being given. And she appeared as like a witness for him. So she's like befriended this vulnerable guy who has access to this inheritance.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, he should be getting more money. So, and then the judge is like, the sisters of this guy were a bit suspicious of this person. I'm not sure of what's going on. But anyway, so yeah, I was like, that's a funny way for her to pop up.
Yeah. Yeah, right. What was her name again?
Hajnal Ban.
I don't remember a Hajnal Ban.
And she was also Hajnal Black. She was married to Pauline Hanson's chief of staff. Sean Black, who I think is in jail.
AU
He's not in jail. He was jailed in 2018. One Nation recently, last year, rehired him
Right.
to run their federal election campaign.
Pauline Hanson was in jail once, wasn't she? Did she go to jail?
Yeah, for a little bit, for electoral fraud.
Yeah. If you go to jail for electoral fraud, you shouldn't be allowed back in politics. I don't think that about all criminals. I just specifically think electoral fraud is one that should.
I think, to be fair, that might have gotten overturned.
Even if you.
And I know just before. No, I won't dog you because this is a no dogs club. Just before we started the podcast, though, Robbo was talking about how much he had in common with One Nation voters.
With no context either. I just said that. So there you go.
I think that she did get set up a little bit on that one.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, I'm not here to relitigate Pauline Hanson. Well, you're avidly defending her, Cam. I'm not in a position to go on the attack.
Her convictions were overturned.
Yeah, right. Hey, you know the term cooker, Cam?
Yes, I do. I am very familiar with it, having
Coined it?
some would say.
Not
Me, but some have alleged.
Yep. Many people could say such things. I was just reading a Reddit thread about. I was going to mention on this show, and now I guess I am. People burning Jacinda Ardern's book in front of customers at a pub because people still
Was that at a pub in Westport?
No, pub up north here in New Zealand. Anyway, the thread, people were talking about the origins of the word cooker. Like, what's a cooker? Oh, they, blah, blah, blah. I also noted I got a thumbnail for the Louis Theroux podcast, speaking of celebrities doing podcasts. I'm pretty sure they're discussing the term cooker on that as well.
Oh, I'll have to listen to get my flowers or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're all mentioning you.
Yeah.
Much like you mentioned the inventor of the flat white. If you want to find me, you can get me on the subreddit that I've just started called OSBee, a place where you can get bee news for Australian bees. AUSBEE.
How is that any of your concern?
Bees are important to the ecosystem, Cam.
They're not important to your ecosystem, Robbo. This was a very long, where can people find us online?
Yeah, it's another showy. Anyway, bye.